Jeez!
Don't scare
Wendy!
me, Steve.
Wendy!
It's dark.
I know! That's why we're here. We're going to be going into the nocturnal space at the North Carolina Zoo today.
But it's dark.
It is dark, but our eyes might adjust as we get in. But remember, we're meeting a fierce hunter today.
But why do we have to do it in the dark?
Because they're nocturnal animals. And the North Carolina Zoo tries to make sure that some of their nocturnal animals are hidden and kept in those dark places, even during the day.
Oh, well, we should tell our guests this is taped.
Well, okay.
We're there.
We are there.
We're there, but we're not there. We're here, but we're not there. Or we're there, but we're not here? I don't know.
I'm scared. Let's go.
Nervous.
Come on.
We're just answering questions anyway.
You know we're there.
Just ask us questions. We'll answer them for you.
We're with you guys.
Okay.
Come on.
Oh, gosh.
Fierce hunter.
Oh, my gosh. What is that?
In a dark space.
What are those?
That's animal adaptations.
What is
Come on, Wendy. Let's go around the corner.
Oh. Wait, you go first.
Ah! What are you doing?
Okay. Steve, let me apologize. I'm sorry I pushed you. I
Yeah.
just got really scared.
Don't.
We have to go meet Keeper Cat.
Yeah, she's coming. I'm sure. Second.
Okay.
That was not. Come on. Let's meet Keeper
Okay, you
Cat.
hid behind me last time.
Okay,
let's go.
Come on. Hey guys. Just waiting for Keeper Cat to come out, and she's going to put some really cool enrichment out for the sand cats. We're so excited she's going to put that. Oh, you might notice I don't have my mask on. I have it in my hand though. There's nobody else here. Wendy's all masked up. There's nobody else in. We're here before the zoo opens. When Cat comes, I'll make sure to put the mask on.
Empty hallways.
It is neat. And the colors, they have these really neat lights on right now for us, so we can kind of see around what's going on. But we're really excited to share some of the enrichment that's going to be going on with sand cats. Let's watch. See what she does. Wendy, I've never really been here when you can.
Yeah, I guess
I always want to see the cat. I always pay attention to the animals, right?
You don't pay attention to the ambiance.
Right, no, we're in the Nocturnal Hall, and I'm sure you guys have been here. Many of you have. We're in the Nocturnal Hall, and it's dark. It's dark on purpose. We want to make sure that we're providing that care and wellness for the animals. And animals that are nocturnal, this is kind of when they're getting ready to wake up or getting ready to go to sleep. That's what this lighting setting is all about. So when you're here a lot of times, it's actually a little bit lighter in there. Oh, here comes Cat.
And they actually have a setting
Yeah.
during the day when it's nice and dark in there, so it's not.
What? Did you see where that door was?
I know, isn't it cool? Remember, I was a keeper here for 10 years.
That's right. This was your home
Yes,
for a while.
I know all these
Hey, here's Keeper Cat.
secret entrances.
Look at that cool door. So we kind of talked to Cat a little bit before she went in. We appreciate Keeper Cat taking the time for us. She's going to be putting some enrichment out. She told us some of the stuff, but let's let her kind of put it out there for us. You may remember Keeper Cat. Do you guys remember Keeper Cat?
She took us on a very pokey.
It was a very pointed walk.
Pointed walk, spiky.
Spiky walk.
Yes, had a lot of points to it.
Yeah, she was walking Kelly the Porcupine with us.
Looks like she might be
Sifting.
also maybe looking for some poop. Because not all of zookeeping is glamorous.
It is not. And it is a true profession.
It is. Must go to college.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. We've been talking to some of the keepers about that as well lately. Now, what does it take to get in here? And it isn't, there's definitely levels up. Got to provide food. Got to provide water. Got to clean up after the animals.
But there's also that science.
There's a huge science behind it, Wendy. Great point. It's not like it used to be. 30, 40, 50 years ago, where you just grab an animal and you move, or you
give it a bowl of water, slop it a bowl of food, and you say goodnight.
Pitch the food into a plate and call it a day.
Yeah.
There's ways you present this food, and you don't do it all at once sometimes, and you pay attention to the animal's biology when you share out that food, when you share out the water even. Same thing with cleaning. If animals use a midden, we've heard that with the rhinos, they go to the bathroom in the same spot. You don't want to take all those up. You want to make sure they have an opportunity to do what they do in the wild, right? In their own wild habitats.
what's interesting also about this habitat is it's nocturnal for the animals, but it's also nocturnal for the visitors.
Yeah.
And our guests. So as our guests come into the nocturnal hallway, their eyes need to adjust to be able to see the animals the way they need to see them.
Yeah.
So these lights are not like a light in our lamp. They are a blue light.
Yeah, they're a blue light. And actually, we kind of cheat, guys. When you come into the Nocturnal Hall, there's that place where you're coming in, kind of getting used to it. And that's done on purpose. Nothing in the zoo is done just at random and on accident. We have the snakes, we have the scorpion, as your eyes are getting adjusted to slow you down a little bit. We have this really neat graphic about adaptations at night. That's there to slow you down a little bit, to let your eyes become more adjusted to the dark. And then boom, the very first animal you see, vampire bats.
And what's funny is being a keeper, since I spend so much time in this building, is being in this hallway, when you first come in, it feels pitch black.
Yeah.
But if you take the time to let your eyes adjust, it will feel normal.
Yep.
And those people that wouldn't let their eyes adjust, they will come into that pitch darkness and they have run into the glass at Vampire Bat. And we may have gotten a few giggles.
No.
Just a few. Looks like Keeper Cat is putting something inside that tube, Steve.
Yeah, we'll have to find out. Does it look a little
Looks
bit
like it's moving.
Maybe crickets?
Looks like it's moving, Steve.
We'll have to ask her on that one.
That's really cool.
And she's putting that lid on it. We'll ask her about that. That's kind of neat. She buried some of it to find out why. I would love to tell you that we have all the answers. Wendy and I have some of the answers, but we don't have all of them.
I don't know. Our digital guest might have seen above her head.
Watch this door.
There is a little catwalk, and the cats have actually been walking across there. So
Watch that door.
I know, it just disappears, doesn't it?
I've been here 15,206 years and the door's gone.
It just disappears. That's our lovely design department and the rock work
Oh
that
my.
they make. We've learned a lot about our design department.
You aren't
over
kidding
these,
there. That door's it's gone now.
These long weeks together.
It's gone. All right, Cat's going to be coming out in a second, so let me put my mask on. And the cats, the sand cats, will be coming out too soon.
Yeah, they'll come out first. So the fuzzy sand cats will be first, and then the keeper cat.
Have you guys seen the sand cats before? Give me a thumbs up if you've seen the sand cats before. Give it a little thumbs up, or actually more appropriate, how about a heart?
Oh, yes.
How about a heart?
So this habitat expands two sides.
Yeah, it does.
Before the cats come out, this habitat goes over here, and then there's also way up top. So all up top there, and then all up top over here.
I'm following you with the microphone.
So this habitat is what we would call more dynamic because it has an upper space, a lower space, and a medium space. So they've got...
And they take advantage of the entire space.
Yes, they do.
Sandcats that really aren't big climbers, but they can scamper on those rocks with nothing. I mean, there's nothing to it to get up and down those rocks. Sandcats are amazing diggers, though. If you imagine you live in the desert, right? It's a little hot in the desert.
Oh, I see a door.
Oh.
I see some cuteness.
You see some cuteness? I think the cuteness saw me, and they were like, no, I'm not ready to see that guy yet.
And it looks like they're still paying attention to some of the...
Keeper cat back there still.
Oh, they are out. One is eating a mouse.
Oh, gotta love dinner.
That looks like the female.
We have a male and a female, and yeah, we do hope to breed them. We'll talk to Kat about the program about breeding. If you guys have heard us talk about that before, it's a breeding program from the American Zoological Association. We've talked about many animals here. Remember, we don't make the decisions on who breeds when. Somebody else is making those decisions. Oh, there's a cat right here in the corner. I need to see this one.
That's the male. That's Cosmo.
I believe you're right.
Was just polishing off a little snack, so
Well,
we
you know.
wanted to show our digital guests some breakfast. He's in a very dark part of the habitat,
There he
so I was
comes.
waiting. There he is.
So that breeding program again. Remember that program, guys? From the AZA, the Association of Zoos and Aquariums? Wendy.
have an alarm to do something, Steve.
Must be to come do a filming.
Probably.
All right, just checking. Here comes Keeper Cat. Let me get my mask on for Keeper Cat. Make sure everybody is nice and safe. Keeper Cat, we're a little bit different today. I have a microphone in my hand, just so you know.
Okay.
So I'll be with you every once in a while. First off, we were just talking about breeding.
Yes.
And the goal is to have these two breed, right?
Yep, definitely.
That would be so cool.
Yes, it would.
How neat is that?
Cute.
And we haven't been successful yet.
Not yet.
But-
We have seen some really promising behaviors.
Oh, good.
A couple weeks ago.
Yep.
So we should find out in another couple weeks if she is in fact pregnant.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, fingers crossed, because we've thought before and nothing happened.
Well, let's have our digital guests. Make sure you guys cross your fingers too.
Yeah, and toes.
And toes.
And eyes.
Whatever you're able
All
to
of
cross.
it.
How cool would that be? And we've got a really neat picture for you in a minute. This was some of the enrichment you put out, isn't it?
Mhm, yep.
And what is that?
So that is our grass flats. It's ryegrass. It's safe for the cats to eat, and dig in, and kind of do
Really?
whatever they want with it. He'll most likely just go to the bathroom in it, and that's fine too.
And that's his, right? Okay.
That's fine too. He's marking his spot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we'll give that to them every once in a while, and it's basically just like at home you give your cat grass
Okay.
as well. They don't chew on it too much, but they could if they wanted to.
So where does that grass come from?
That comes from our horticulture department. They
Oh,
grow it.
really?
They actually do grow this grass specifically for our animals to use.
Nice. So the plant guys here grow
Yeah.
that for us.
Yep.
What a
Oh,
wonderful
cool.
partnership, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's great.
awesome. That's so cool. And who's this little cat and kitten over here? I say
That-
kitten. That's not even. That's a
I know.
full-grown animal,
She's
actually.
full grown. Yeah, that's Najma.
Najma,
She's our female. She's 3.
3 years old.
So she is an adult. She weighs about 5 pounds.
She's an adult
She's an
cat
adult,
and weighs
yeah.
5 pounds.
Yeah.
Look at her grooming. Take care of those feet.
Yeah. And their feet are really cool because the pads are completely covered with fur.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, and that's to muffle their footsteps when they're hunting their food.
Oh, of course. Be a little quieter.
Yeah, and also protects their feet from the really hot sand in the desert.
Oh, no kidding. We talked about. Let's do a little comparison here. Now,
Okay.
this is animal's a little smaller than the polar bear,
A little bit.
but the polar bear also has fur on the bottom of his feet.
Yeah.
Provide traction for them, and then
Yes.
to protect them from the cold
Yeah.
of the ice. So kind of the same thing
Kind of
going
the
on
same.
there.
Yeah, those extreme temperatures and environments have a lot of kind of the same adaptations.
Great point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get that extreme weather, extreme conditions.
Mhm.
You better be ready to deal with them.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So we were curious. You buried a pipe.
Yep.
Why did you bury a pipe?
So that is actually a slow cricket feeder, and that just means that there's holes drilled into that PVC that we
Yeah.
painted dark so it doesn't look super bright like PVC.
Okay.
And there's holes in it, and I put the crickets in there, and the crickets will just come out slowly instead of just tossing them out.
Oh, there's a cricket there. I see one.
And that gives the cats time and an option to hunt the crickets if they want to. And they'll come out
Oh,
slowly throughout
wow.
the day, so they have that option throughout the day.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Now, will they eat the crickets?
They do sometimes, yeah. It depends on if they're in the mood.
So it could be eating or just that hunting behavior.
Yeah, yeah. And they would eat insects in the wild too.
Oh, okay.
So that allows them to hunt and get a little bit of protein.
Do the cat thing.
Yeah.
Now we did notice, Wendy and I were talking, a lot of times when we've seen people provide enrichment, a lot of the other places, a lot of the keepers, they kind of scatter food around. They just kind of throw it out there.
Yeah.
You didn't do that.
I did not. So our cats are on a specific diet.
Oh, okay.
And Najma and Cosmo have separate diets. They eat the same food but different amounts.
Oh, really?
So Cosmo's on a diet, so we don't want
He had the quarantine, he had the COVID-19
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
Fluffy.
With a little fluffy.
He's a little fluffy.
So
I'm a little fluffy. That's
Me
okay.
I mean, me
Wow.
too. And so we don't want him getting any extra food, and we want to make sure Najma gets all of her food because she's potentially
Okay.
pregnant. So we use their food. If we're going to do training, we'll use their food. But when they're together, we don't give them food enrichment. But if they're separated, they definitely do.
Okay.
So when they were in the back while I was out cleaning, I put some of their food in a puzzle feeder for them to play with or figure out while I was cleaning.
He did exactly what you said he was going to do. He went to the bathroom and he just tried to cover it.
Yep.
Oh, he did? He tried to cover it too?
Flat, yeah.
Yes. And now he's over in the
He's over here trying to cover it, and it's you're way far away, dude.
Yeah. So again, a cat thing, especially for these guys, they're gonna bury their poop really deep, and that's so other animals can't find them.
Okay. And who was the male?
That is Cosmo. He's 6 years old.
He's
And
6. Okay.
he's probably closer to 7 pounds right about now.
Okay. So a little bit heavier.
Yeah, just a little.
That is so neat. All right, guys, you want to see the cutest picture in the world? Kat, can you hold the microphone?
Yes, I can.
Try to find the brightest spot for this.
Let's use go under this light here.
This one?
Yeah. So we said she potentially
Little blue,
could be
right? Little
pregnant.
blue.
Yes.
So that's an adult cat. Believe it or not, that's an adult cat.
Which they tend to look a lot like a kitten.
They do. You don't want them as a pet, guys. They are
No.
not. They're not pet cats. They're not domesticated. So don't go down that path. However, we can forgive you if you think they're a little bit cute,
Oh, Lord.
right? We'll forgive you because you may want them as a kitten, as a pet, but we won't
Just in
forgive
your
you
head.
if you have one. Not a good option.
No.
Are you kidding me?
So cute.
And that's what we're hoping to get here at the North Carolina Zoo.
They'll basically be able to fit in like a pocket.
Yeah.
Really? They're pocket
In
In a
cats.
pocket. We're not gonna put them in a pocket.
No,
but
no,
they
no.
could.
Thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
And these guys aren't found anywhere near here.
No, they're found in the Sahara Desert in Africa,
Mhm.
and then also the deserts in the Arabian Peninsula. So it's widespread, but in really harsh conditions where people don't usually go.
Yeah. What a great shot, Wendy.
So
I'm
they'd
looking through you,
have to
looking over your
be-
shoulder.
They'd have to be pretty fierce
Oh, yeah.
little hunters.
I think
Yeah.
one of the most amazing, they're actually the only cat that's found exclusively within a desert,
That's
right?
Yeah.
So their entire life is spent in the desert.
Yep. And
Now
they're,
let's think about that.
they're highly adapted to it.
Oh, they're crazy adapted to it. It's awesome because, and again, guys, you guys that are animal fans, you get to read and study and talk and listen. You're so kind to tune into this sometimes and watch and learn a little bit more. They are so well adapted to life in those extreme conditions. They are aggressive hunters. They're fierce little animals. They're taking whatever they come across. They're very opportunistic hunters. A lot of rodents will fall into their diet, but they're not opposed one bit to take a venomous snake. Just smack it around a little bit, literally just smack it around a little bit, tire the snake out, and then eat it. So well adapted. And then, what's missing in the desert, guys? What's missing in the desert beside plants? What's missing? Water, right? Water is missing. So where do they get their water? Cat, where do they get their water?
They get pretty much from the food that they eat.
Right. That is so amazing. The water they need for survival is found in the food that they eat.
And these guys are very tough.
Oh, man.
Very tough little cats.
Absolutely.
And I now.
I saw one climb over here. I saw one go up, Wendy.
Lost them.
Oh, and here's Cosmo looking right
Oh,
at
there
us.
he is. Okay, there's Cosmo.
Amazing adaptations. You were talking about the fur on the bottom of the feet. They actually have thick fur,
Yeah.
and that's another adaptation
Yes.
for them.
It seems backwards that they would
Yeah.
have thick fur in the desert, but it gets very cold at night. So that thick fur protects them from the cold temperatures, but also from sand.
Oh.
And from stings from like scorpions or the venomous snake bites. It's
Oh,
nice
no,
and
I hadn't thought about that.
See, that's why I'm so fluffy too.
You're protected from the stings of a
Yeah,
scorpion?
in case I come across some scorpions.
You're
in
not
my
coming
sleep.
across very many scorpions here. That is neat. And the beautiful camouflage.
Yes.
Beautiful
Yeah.
camouflage.
And they're racing stripes on their legs.
Those are cool. Now, do all the sand cats have those two per foreleg? Do you
Yes.
know? They do.
Yeah,
So that's
they
kind
do.
of a it's kind of a diagnostic trait.
Yes, and they'll
As you've seen all of them.
have they'll have rings on their tail, and kind of depending where they live, they have different numbers of rings.
Oh, okay.
So that's just kind of genetics.
Neat.
And extremely powerful jaws. You're talking about that.
Oh,
They have
really?
Very, very strong jaws they have 3 times the bite strength of a house cat of a
wow.
similar size.
Wait. Wendy,
Wow.
come over here. Let me see the camera for a second, Wendy. Kat, you need to say that again.
Okay. So these guys have 3 times the bite strength of a house cat of a similar size.
Did you hear that, my digital friends?
That's incredible.
Another reason they need to not be in your house as a pet. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
It's pretty.
know that.
It's very
3
strong.
times.
If you look at their heads, they've got really big heads.
They do.
They do.
I never thought
They
about
do.
that, but
They
they do.
have a very wide
Yeah.
head.
So
And all that's the muscles.
It's the jaw muscles, and then also those really big ears.
Yeah.
Their inner ears are huge.
Yep.
So it's basically ears, eyes, and jaw
And
muscles.
jaw muscles. Kind of like we saw that in the gorillas, actually, where they've got that big sagittal crest where those muscles attach.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys are grinding up leaves and bark and sticks and twigs, where these guys, the sand cats, are grinding up
Mice.
animals.
Yeah, animal.
As well they should be. That's their
Yeah.
diet, right?
Yeah.
So do they out in nature, would they travel a lot at night looking for food?
Yes, they definitely do. They have a very far range. Per cat, they're solitary, so
Yep.
they'll go miles looking for food and patrolling their territory. And that's just because based on food availability.
Mhm.
Again, in the desert,
Yeah, where
it's
are they
hard
from?
to find food.
Where are they from?
So they'll go far looking for it, and they'll eat whatever. They most of their food lives underground. That's
Yep.
another adaptation living in the desert. So they have those really big ears to help them hear that food digging underground.
I think that's so neat. They can
Yeah.
literally hear animals moving underneath
Yes.
the sand, guys.
They have fantastic hearing.
Underneath the sand.
And then once they hear it, they'll pounce and dig really fast and then grab it and then
No
go.
kidding. And their claws are built for that too. Their claws aren't like a domestic cat's claws
Right.
that are really, really sharp.
Right.
Their claws are actually a little more blunted.
A little bit, yeah. They're a little thicker, a little more blunted.
Yeah.
And I would say they're actually up a little higher on their feet. That's just something that I've noticed.
Okay.
Like their nails come up a little bit higher on
Neat.
their toes.
Sure.
To help them
Dig
dig really
really
fast.
quickly. Yeah. So they're used a little bit differently. The claws aren't used as much for catching and holding prey or for climbing trees and things
Right.
like that. They're more for getting through the sand
Yeah.
to dig their burrows,
Yeah.
to hunt for that prey underneath.
Yeah.
And to think they can actually hear it under the sand. I think that's some really, really amazing adaptations for surviving in the wild.
One of my favorite facts about these guys is they make a lot of different noises. They make all the cat
Oh, no
noises.
kidding.
But they also bark.
What?
They bark. Yeah, they have this barking noise that they use to call to each other.
Really?
Yeah, it's mainly used during breeding season when they're looking for males and females. And it's a deep, low bark.
Really?
And that lower noise travels further,
Sure.
and their ears are able to pick it up.
Neat. Yeah, we learned about infrasound with elephants, that low sounds,
Yes.
the roar of a lion.
Yes,
the
that's the same thing.
same idea.
And I don't have video of it, but I've heard it, and it's really fun.
That's pretty impressive.
It's sort of their come hither.
Yes. Yeah, but it's very deep and it's
Little
such a,
demanding.
Yes, and they're such small little dainty cats.
You're not expecting that?
You weren't expecting it.
That is neat.
Can we talk about that graphic over there? It's one of my favorite things that people don't
This
know
one?
about. No, over
This
here.
one? This one?
No.
This one? No? No, this one?
This one.
Okay.
Because we talked about how far they travel at night. And so here under human care, they don't have to travel miles for food.
No,
so,
the food is presented to them, right? It's here. Now, they still got to look for it. They got to work at it. They still got to find it. They got to solve problems. They got to figure out how to get it. But we do need to provide for that exercise, that to get the energy out of there.
So how do
And
we
they have
do
this
that?
amazing wheel. And this is a real image from one of our
Yeah.
cats here at the North Carolina Zoo,
That's Cosmo in a little thinner body. And
running on a wheel.
it's one of my favorite things that they have here, and anytime I can come watch them on it, it makes me smile. but it does show that if they cannot do it under human care, we will find a way for them to still be able to exhibit those natural behaviors.
And it says right here, right? This is that hamster wheel idea. So it's that idea to expend that energy. So, Kat, how often do you present this to them?
They have it all the time, actually. It's in one of their back bedrooms.
Okay.
So it's back there whenever they want to get on it. Cosmo actually will run on it a lot. Najma, not so much. She doesn't care as much, but Cosmo does use it a lot.
I'm not getting on the treadmill at home either, even though we have it.
So it is sort of like it's for if he feels like he has that pent up energy. If he feels, I just think that's such a cool thing that our digital guests would probably love to know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And there's a lot of enrichment in that. The habitat itself is very enriching.
Yeah, they have the option to, go up, go down, and wherever they want.
Yeah, Wendy was mentioning earlier that it's kind of multi-layered. It's tiered, kind of, and the cats have opportunity to go wherever they want.
Yep.
I think that's so neat.
And it just gives them that free choice again that we like to talk about.
So you talked about the grass flats that Cosmo has already used the way he was supposed to. You had the cricket feeder, kind of the buried cricket feeder. Did you do anything else as far as enrichment for them today?
I did. I put out some cologne for them.
Oh, some cologne.
I don't think that they tend to not notice until later.
Oh, really?
They're whenever they come out in the morning, they're more about seeing what else I put out, playing with each other, kind of exploring, and then they go take a nap. And then usually later, later in the day, I'll see Cosmo kind of sniffing around.
Okay.
What will he do with it?
Most likely pee on it.
Most likely pee on it.
Yeah, he's gonna mark his territory. But if it's something that's really smelly and he likes it, he'll roll around in it. If it's on a log, they'll scratch, and that's another way to scent mark. And that's really important for them to mark their territory and mark new things. One, so they know that it's not something new and scary. It's been there.
Oh, sure.
But then also to, let other animals know, like, this is my spot you're coming into.
Gotcha. I can't help but notice there's a bench.
Yeah.
Wendy, have you shown the guests at the bench? So, Kat.
It's on the inside.
It's on the inside. So we can't take advantage of that bench, Keeper Kat. Why is there a bench in there, Kat?
So one of the other things we do for enrichment is move around the stuff that's in their habitat.
Okay.
So these two logs, we can move those around. We'll flip them around. It gives them interested. And then that plank was actually a way for them to get to different places. So they were walking around, going across like a bridge. So then our other keeper, Kim, she decided to make this little bench for them.
No kidding.
And that's just another different thing to differ up their environment. And you'll see them walk on it, sit on it. They lay underneath it. It's a nice shelter.
Cool.
We'll move that around too.
Neat.
It's sort of the equivalent for guests at home that might have cat condos for their cats. Or give them boxes.
Yes.
Or you have a wife that loves to rearrange the furniture all the time.
Oh, yeah, Steve's wife loves to rearrange the furniture.
Love you, Lee. But yeah, that makes sense because it's new. It's different. And that's what she says. I want to move things around because it's a little bit different for me. And it sounds like the same thing for the cats.
Exactly. And sand cats are really aware of their surroundings and their territory. So if any new little thing happens, you'll see them kind of hunch down, get really cautious about it.
Wow.
Kind of walk up to it, be like, what is this? So they really know everything in their environment. They're really good at reading their environment and what's going on. So changing it up for them just gives them like, wait a second. That's a little different.
That's different. That's new. That's unique. So are there any is there, I don't know how to ask the question specifically, is there a type of enrichment these guys really get into? It sounds like the wheel isn't good for Cosmo.
Usually the crickets.
Okay.
Again, the hit or miss, but
sure.
They'll hunt the crickets. The crickets are a good one. They do really like their food puzzles when they get them.
Oh, fun.
They're not as good at figuring them out as some of the other animals.
That's awesome.
But they'll get it eventually.
It's okay. Yeah.
It's not. That's nice though. It draws it out.
And it keeps it going. That's a great point. There he is on the bench.
There you go. And they can see us right now. Actually, they can see us and hear us. They can even smell us. Believe it or not.
What?
Yeah, there's little tiny gaps between the windows.
Right.
and they can smell the air coming through there.
Really?
Yeah.
When I was a keeper here, guests would often think they can't hear me, they can't see me,
Yeah.
and they would bang on the windows.
Yeah.
And we often like to tell people, please don't bang on the windows. How would you like it if I came to your house while you were eating dinner and banged on your living room window all day, every day?
And
so they can hear you, they can see you, and like Kat said, they can smell you. So just come and watch them and
Wow.
And with that,
observe.
those really good hearing,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
extra loud.
That makes sense.
Did he already went back over?
He did not come back over here.
Somewhere in the
He's right
middle.
here. Found you.
Oh, there he is. So you'll find either Cosmo or Najma up at the front a lot, because this is where all the stuff's happening. This is where people are.
Where people are, yeah.
Yeah, so they're checking it out, seeing what's going on.
So
And
they
they're-
tend to not mind all of the action.
From the.
No, I don't think so. And if they do, they have spots they can go and sleep and hide, like Najma is doing right now.
Yeah.
She's up as far away as she can get.
And we've pointed that out at a lot of habitats over these digital experiences, that the animals do have choice. They can go and sort of get away from things, but
Yeah.
it's nice to see that, like, he's like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, we're here at a time that the zoo isn't quite open yet either.
Mm-hmm.
So he's probably maybe looking, hey, there's some guests, but
Yeah.
my keeper is out there too. My friend, my cat, my keeper cat.
And you'd be amazed, animals with their keepers, they recognize the sound of your keys,
Yes.
they
Oh, yeah.
recognize your voice, the
Yeah.
way you walk.
Yeah.
I mean, they know the way you smell.
Yeah, and these guys are really good at, they can pick us out in a crowd when we're out here, and they're really good at reading body language.
Oh,
So training them, as long as it's something that they get rewarded with that they like their
Mhm.
food, is actually, they are really fast learners when it comes to training.
oh, I was going to ask about training. So they're quick, huh?
Yes. So these guys, so we had to train them to use the wheel. It took Cosmo like 3 days to figure it out.
Oh, really?
Najma took a little longer because when she got here, she was too little to move the wheel.
Oh.
So-
Really?
She had to
Bless
get,
her heart.
She had to get a little bit bigger. She was a little bit younger when we got her.
Right.
But they have stations that you can see that are out here.
Are those the wooden
Those
wooden circles?
Yeah, and they know which one to
Okay.
go to, and that so when we do need to come out here with them, they'll go to those stations and kind of stay there, and that's when they know which one is theirs.
So Wendy's on them now. Which one is which?
So the one on your right is Najma's, and the one on your left is Cosmo's.
Okay.
They also are crate trained. And,
Oh, they are?
Nice. So
Nice.
they'll go into a travel carrier if we need to bring them to the vet.
Right. There you go.
And so we were working on ultrasound training with Najma. Right now we're kind of pulled back a lot of the training.
It is still COVID-19
yeah.
time, guys. So remember in the past we've talked to you about that a lot of the training has been pulled back on the mammals. So just the real necessary stuff is being trained as we work forward.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Cosmo's looking at me while Wendy's looking at Najma up there. That was kind of fun. So yeah, so some of the training has been pulled back on some of the mammals. And while COVID-19 is still going on, that'll continue. And it's just a cautionary thing. We want to make sure that we're being as safe as we can for us, the staff, between us and the guests, and obviously between us and the animals as well, as much as we can. Good stuff.
Oh, Cosmo also lets us trim his nails.
Does he really?
Yeah, he'll go up on the mesh in the back and stay there, and we could trim his nails if we need to.
Good cat. Wow, that's cool. Lifespan about 10, 12, 13?
Yeah, about 13 is their
About 13, okay.
Yeah, average lifespan.
And they are not an endangered species.
Not that we know of.
Oh, explain that. That's an awesome way to.
I
You're like,
know.
well, not
Yeah.
really.
So because they're found in such harsh deserts and their populations are so spread out,
Okay.
it's really difficult for researchers to know how many there are, and if
I
that's
see.
a normal number, if it's down, if it's up. And they don't have a lot of threats to them.
Mhm.
Maybe feral cats, feral dogs, if they get into the area, they can
Okay.
make them sick.
So it's not really hunting; it's making them sick.
Yeah, because these guys, they're far removed, so they don't have a lot of the same immune system.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's really hard to find them in the wild, so I would say they're data deficient. So we say that
deficient. I like it.
They are least concerned.
Okay.
Possibly vulnerable.
Because we know they're there. We've
Yes.
seen them,
Yeah.
so we know that they're present, but
Yeah.
we're not 100% sure what the numbers might be.
Yeah.
So we're least concerned at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but we do know that they are rare cats in general.
Okay.
Whether that's normal or not, it's kind
Sure.
of hard to know. So researchers, when they go out to try to find these guys, they are nocturnal, so they're looking at night. They're looking around at night. So they don't leave tracks, so you can't really
Right,
track
because the
them.
big old feet just moving the sand around.
Yeah, they bury their scat, so it's hard to find them. And then one of the ways researchers look for nocturnal animals is they'll shine a flashlight, and they look for that eye shine.
Yeah.
And the sand cats close their eyes.
Do they really?
And then they
That's
blend in.
crazy.
Maybe this is what people talk about when they talk about Sasquatches. They've never seen one.
Because they close their eyes?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Nice.
There's no records.
Another thing these guys do, again, it's fun to be able to relate back to some of the other animals. They'll cache their food. Sometimes they'll dig down and bury it and eat on it over time. An animal that also does that's the Arctic fox.
Yes.
We learned about the Arctic fox doing that too. So it's kind of neat to see, as you mentioned earlier, how some of these behaviors kind of translate into those extreme environments. There's not a lot of food in the desert, not a lot of food in the Arctic. So let's eat on it as long as we can. Let's save it and preserve it as long as we can.
Yeah. So if they get lucky enough to find a good amount of food, they'll bring it back, especially if they do have kittens.
Yeah.
But other than if there's not a lot of food, they usually just eat it super fast.
Fill up and call it a day.
Yeah, just eat it really fast.
It's like me and some pepperoni pizza.
Yeah, I think if you were able to watch them eat, they came out with the mouth.
Yeah, they ate right there.
Yeah, we got
You saw how fast
Yeah.
they just swallowed that down.
That's so neat. What else do we need to know about sand cats?
They're really cute.
They're really. All right, guys. Hey, I think we're all done. Hey, Wendy, you want to come over and say goodbye to Kat?
Yes.
Keeper Kat.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much once again.
welcome.
Let's get you into blue light there. Let's get there. We go.
Shadows.
So thank you so much, Keeper Kat, for
Yeah, no
coming around.
problem.
You want to say hi to Sawyer again?
Hi, Sawyer.
We love a shout out to cute children.
Yeah,
We do love that,
he
for
actually
sure.
has a sand cat stuffed animal that's his favorite. So
Oh, nice. Good deal. Well, we do truly appreciate your time once
No
again, Kat.
problem.
We can't wait till we can see you
yeah.
out of masks
Out
and
of
everything.
mask, out
It's
of the
coming, though. It's coming.
Yes,
And your sand cats are amazing.
thank you.
And we love what you guys have done out there, and I'm sure that our digital guests do as well.
Yeah, come and talk to them anytime. Talk about them anytime.
There you go. Good deal. It's kind of neat to see that. All right, Kat. Thank you so
Thank
very much.
you.
You have a great day,
You
Kat.
too.
We'll talk to you later. How exciting is that? And so many neat things going on at the North Carolina Zoo. Even, and I get to be in the blue light. Even with the sand cats. How neat. You saw that cute, look at the picture again. Who doesn't want to have a sand cat kitten at the North Carolina Zoo, right? This is not here. We have not had kittens. The North Carolina Zoo has not had kittens. But by golly, we're hoping.
We're hoping.
We have our fingers crossed. So check out the craft. Adventures in Ed's Zoocation. You can find the craft there. Put that down there. I'm not going to litter. I'll pick it up in a second, I promise. But check out check out the craft. So happy to have you guys again. Remember, Zoo Adventures on Mondays and Wednesdays at 10 o'clock. We look forward to seeing you again. Now let's see if we can find the cats.